Green, blue, and green, that's what we rock. On top, right with us. Glad to hear y'all dropped in. On top, slide with us. Walk and take it locked in, and let's go.
Hey, how's everyone going? How you
Oh,
doing,
there's
Dave?
Pete. Hey, Pete, you know you're on the screen. Pete, you've been on the whole time, brother. Everybody say hello to our producer, Pete. And you're still here. You're still here. Are you stuck? Are we stuck with you?
Yeah, no one can see it. No one can see it.
Oh.
We can see it. They can't see
Walter,
it.
is that what he told me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't listen very well.
He's like the little angel on the shoulder there. No one else can see him though, except you.
Yeah, I never listened to that angel, and hence all the problems I've had in my life. You know, I remember him saying, I thought he said, "I will be here even though you can't see me," and so and then because that made total sense to me until he's there and I can't. I mean, I see him and then I can't hear him. Anyhow, hey, welcome to Hawk Talk. I'm Dave DeRocher, and this is my brother, Walter Thurman III, Legion of Boom Super Bowl champ. And, you know, well, actually, I don't have any excuses, do I, Walt? This is like our third week back.
Hey, we're season's still young. Training camp just kicked off. So.
We haven't actually even started. Hey, this is like training camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for I'm acting like a freaking rookie, man.
Hey, you got to get the kinks out.
Man, I'm all kinked up. Anyways, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. You know, high school football is going too, so we've been in the mix of that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I always have to check with you to make sure that you're ready to go. Do you have anything going today, or are you guys on a break?
No, we have practice today. Last week we had a passing league that kind of came up. Four or five teams that were out there, but today was just practice, so it was good. It was a player-led practice, so we started practice with them. You know, warm up, special teams, and then once they got into the individual and the rest of practice, the coaches gave them the practice sheet, went into the bleachers and let them run practice themselves, hands off. Really? It was pretty impressive. They did a very good job, very efficient. They ran through everything, didn't have too much hiccups out there. They ran their conditioning too. So yeah,
I have not ever heard of that, especially at the high school level. That's interesting. Was that Abi's idea?
Coach Cabba's idea on that. He did it as a player. I think maybe when he was at Illinois, when he was playing, and and just kind of seeing like the benefits of kind of see what the team does, see what leaders emerge.
Right.
You know, you get in those mundane times where you're getting tired of competing with the same people. You get a little frisky, so kind of he wanted to change up a little bit. Just to see how the players were going to react to not having the coaches around and how they were going to govern the practices. So, I mean, you know, one section over here is inside run. You know, you have the receivers and DBs over here doing 1-on-1s or half line. Like they pulled it off, you know. So it was pretty impressive.
Oh, so this wasn't just team. This was in
full practice. Yeah, it was a full practice. Outside of special teams, they ran everything else. Individuals to inside run, half line, to team offense, and then team defense and conditioning. So they put the whole gamut together.
This is like Lord of the Flies, man. Let's see who emerges, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know, we were gonna, you know, they had a little hiccup when it came down to conditioning, because now you had some guys that had been missing some practice and was complaining about like the number of reps that they were going to run. And, you know, the other guys started to take leadership and like, and this is what we're looking to do. So that was like the first like little confrontation, but that was towards the end of practice. Everything else in practice ran pretty smooth though.
But you know what? I just love everything about that.
Yeah.
I love the whole underlying dynamic of not. I mean, really don't care how practice goes. You really just want to see how they interact, who takes the reins, right? Who are the natural leaders? Who are the ones that are going to step up without being designated?
Yeah.
You know, and then see who respects them. You know what I mean? Because there's so much dynamic going on there, and those kids have no idea. I think it's brilliant.
And they were coaching each other up too. So if, you know, there was a fumble snap somewhere, they'll go back and replay the same play.
Wow.
A kid gets beat on some coverage. Someone else saying stay top shoulder. You can kind of see them kind of conversing about technique and stuff like that. So I mean, it was pretty insightful though, just to see them kind of bond and mesh and take that leadership aspect of it.
Wow. You know what? I wonder how that would translate as you go up, the ladder at a collegiate level. Is that where he learned it when he was in college?
I think so. Yeah. I think he experienced it for the first time in college, and he said when it happened with them, a fight broke out in practice, and it was going on for a minute and a half or whatever, and like they looked over the coaches just sat there and did nothing. They were like, "Hey, we got to get together." Like the coaches aren't going to intervene. So yeah, so I mean, it tells a lot about the character of the team. It shows you the dynamic of, like you said, who's going to lead. You have some people that just probably weren't considered leaders, but emerged because they were responsible and they can kind of navigate and take control from a operational management standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I even kick it up a notch and wonder what that would look like at the pro level.
Right? I mean, yeah. Well, what would happen? Yeah.
Because I think it would almost, I don't know what your thoughts are, progressively get worse because the egos get bigger.
Yeah, I think so. That was my kind of take on it too.
Yeah,
I mean, we had because I mean, there was a young quarterback, very cerebral kid, and they some of the older quarterback delegated to him on like just the operational side of the stuff. So there was a lot of respect as far as like, no, like, hey, this kid's a smart kid. Hey, he can be able to take leadership in I guess navigating the orchestration of like the first team goes, second team goes, and this is how the rotation is going to go from calling the plays. But yeah, I think as you get to a higher level, I think you have the OG veterans that are like, nah, get out of here, Rook. What you talking about? I think you have a lot of that chipping back and forth because everyone thinks that it feels like they want to be in that leadership role. And so like I think it gets a little bit testier the higher you would go though.
Indeed. I will share this because, and I've actually, I've shared it before. I know, gosh, I've been doing this 3 years. So I was only there a year and a half. So my stories are limited. But it was during camp when Chuck Knox started working me into the first rotation. And I'm sitting there, first string, and Brian Millard, who we called Bevo because he was from UT and his head was bigger than a freaking bull. And I made a call. Dave Craig's barking out the cadence. I made a call. Bevo called it off, and I said no. And it was a tag, whatever it was. It was an offensive line blocking scheme.
Yep.
He actually stood up and said, "Hey, effing rookie." He goes, "It is this." And then from behind me, as our O-line coach said, "Bevo, get back into your stance. The rookie's right." And so that for me, man, that's affirmation. I studied my butt off on the playbook, right? And then I stood my ground against a veteran who was calling me out while the freaking cadence is going off. Chuck Knox is right there, right? I'm trying to make a doggone team, 12th round draft pick. So, when you start talking about that dynamic of, hey, rookie, shut up, who stands up? Who's like confident in their stuff and is vying for a position. Interesting. But I think it's a great tactic for young guys, for you guys especially, to sit back and watch who's emerging.
And I think it even goes outside of just football, just life outside of the sport too, though. Just kind of building character, taking ownership of a situation where there's some responsibility as well too. I think there's a lot to learn from that situation, just outside of just the football context of it. Which I think they kind of learned something new about themselves and collectively as a team too.
So hey, well, glad everything's moving forward this week. And we didn't make an announcement. Everything, I get a little caught up in my schedule. We both are pretty busy. We didn't announce who our former Seahawk is going to be, and it's a former teammate of yours from the Super Bowl team, Jared Smith, offensive guard. And we're going to be talking offensive line, which we need to be talking about, getting his input. And then Nems is going to be our 12. Nems, who put together our introduction with Kid Sensation, and I just thought of it, and the Wands from and so anyhow, doing our intro, we're going to talk about all the events coming up. But hey, Pete, will you bring Jared in? Here he is, straight out of Texas, straight out of Dallas, Texas. Jared, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Good to hear.
So just a little backstory. I've been bugging Jared for the last 6 months every Tuesday night.
For real, I feel so bad too.
Yeah. Hey, busy is busy, and it's all good because we're reaching out to guys. You know how we all have schedules, we all have stuff. We have a show to do, and we'd love to have you on. And if I didn't follow up, it's not like people are calling. It's like I appreciate your patience, and I'm looking forward to hearing about all this stuff you're still doing, albeit with the Cowboys. But we are going to talk Seahawks football. And we can't talk Seahawks football without talking about the offensive line. So I don't know how much you're in touch and how much you're following, but what's your insight on our offensive line situation? And are you frozen? And he might be. Is it me, Walt, or is it Jared?
He's a little stuck.
You're a little stuck. Hey, Dallas, Texas. I don't know much about internet, but and we lost him.
Oh, dropped out.
He dropped out. All right.
Some telecom out there. It's a little remote.
Yeah, Pete will bring it back. Didn't he say okay. We have a little bit of time now to share a little bit more backstory as we were talking before we came on the show. And Jared was sharing where he's living in Dallas. And then he goes, I got acreage, so I really don't have neighbors, and I really don't want people around me, and I like to shoot and I like to hunt hogs and I'm trying to connect with NAMS. I'm trying to get the show going. I'm trying to do some stuff. And all I hear is Walt going, yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll go, and mow some hogs and what? I didn't know. What I didn't get was, are you thinking about moving to Texas?
No, not right now.
Oh,
I thought the wife and I thought about it as far as like the next destination or whatever the case is outside of California or whatever. But I mean, the whole hog situation, because I play with Fletcher Cox. He's from like the North Texas, Arkansas area. And so, he's a big country boy. And he was the first time I introduced about like just the hogs being a pest in the area. And just not needing a license to be able to kind of hunt them down, was from him. And so Jared and I were just kind of talking about that a little bit within that capacity. So
all right,
yeah.
So I'm like, come on now. I know if you move to Texas, being the techie guy you are, you're going to Austin, probably.
Yeah. I don't know where we would go.
Well, because Austin's like the tech mecca.
There's some family friends like in the West Houston area. But yeah, that's a little humid.
That's humid
in the flood zone too, depending on where you're at. So yeah, I don't know.
That's humid. Yeah. Emery's hit me up with a question. I can't read that right now.
So I was just getting everyone up to speed, Jared, on our hog talk.
Not hawk talk.
As we're about to talk about the hogs in the trenches, but we were talking about the hogs that we were hunting. So.
Yeah, right. You guys are more than welcome. Come on down.
hey, don't limit it to just Walt. Maybe we'll both show up.
Yeah, show up. I'll get you guys taken care of. You don't need to bring anything.
Hey, I tell you what, I got flown out to Houston to do a gig with some business or whatever. Man, I will tell you what. The beef there, we ordered pastrami. Now, Jared, out here in California, what they do with pastrami is they slice it really thin and they put it on a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
Well, so we get to Houston and he orders pastrami and it comes out like a freaking steak, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was so good. He ordered a pound. I'm like, how many more pounds can we get of this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Texas is really known for all their meat, though. I'll have to admit, it's good.
Yeah.
I can leave the humidity behind, but
it's really not that bad. It's just the heat. It's like a dry heat. It's not humid after like rain. It's really not that bad.
All right. Well, it was humid the whole time I was there. Hey, so Jared, all right. So Jared, paint the picture. I don't know what size you were when you played. How big are you sitting there in the chair?
How big am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still 300 pounds.
Yeah. Six.
I'm 6'3.5", 6'4" ish, depending on who's measuring me and how accurate the tape is.
So, how old are you?
35.
Okay, you're young. All right, you haven't started shrinking yet. So let me enlighten you a little bit. So I was 6'7" when I went through the NFL Combine. You know how they measure you, hit you on the head and all that. Well, actually, I was 6'6" and 5/8. Well, I just went last year to an NFL health study in Charlotte, UNC Charlotte.
Yeah.
6'5" and 5'8". I've shrunk an inch. But I'm still 305, and I will tell you though, when we were just talking about humidity, that just kills me. As soon as I walk, I just feel like that someone's put one of those freaking vests on that I can't breathe.
Yeah, I mean the whole NFL Combine, man. I think I was like 6'4.5". I'm not 6'4.5". We're always taught to cheat a little bit and stand up on your toes a little bit as much as you can and try and gain as much as your measurements.
But how can so they must have been lax, but by the time it came around to you, because they had us like heel, toes out, toes up, and they're hitting us on the head with a T-square, like.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were taught like during those whole NFL things, like we were taught to like learn how to cheat the system. Like when you're doing your whole vertical, I think I did like a 30-inch vertical. I don't think I ever damn jumped a 30-inch in my life. I'm sitting there like, how you put your arm all the way up? We're taught to like put our shoulder blade back to shrink. Yeah. And you're starting to jump up there and give you probably an extra 3 or 4 inches.
Bird wing. Where'd you go to school?
New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's smart guys.
No, I just went there. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's a really good school, but I mean, it was really fun. That's all. I mean,
all right.
It was. Yeah.
You got after it.
Yeah,
it was fun. I mean, it was a blast.
Okay, so I've heard from gosh, this is our third year now. We had a bunch of cats on, and I always love hearing just because, I played for Chuck Knox, who was not a player coach. Okay, he was somebody that you feared, and if he said something nice to you, it was like a big deal, right? And then I've gone for a couple of alumni events and been able to hang out with Pete Carroll. As an offensive lineman, what was that like? Playing for Pete, and that the 2 years you spent with the Seahawks in 13 and 14.
Yeah, I mean, all my coaches I've had in the past were hard-nosed kind of guys, So I mean, coming to that atmosphere is it was uncomfortable a little bit because that's just who Carroll was. He was just a good dude. Like seriously, probably one of the most genuinely nice guys you'll ever meet. And he's just always there for you. If you need help, like he's just there. He's just honest. But he always smiles. I mean, no matter where in the hell you see him in the thing, he's always smiling, walking around. And but it was definitely it was very different from anything that I've ever had with. And I think it made me feel better because I mean, I've never been a part of that kind of team before. And Walt, you would definitely know this. I mean, that team that we had that year in 2013, I mean, it just felt different. I mean, you can just tell. I mean, the defensive guys and I've been on other teams with Atlanta, Dallas. I mean, the defense guys go along with the offensive guys and everyone got along. I mean, everyone fought and stuff in practice and stuff every now and then. But, I mean, it felt like an actual team. And, like, guys are just, like, they were just always there. Like, it just felt different. And with having Carroll on there, Carroll he just made everything feel good. He was very confident, made us like kind of, obviously like stay on track, but he made us like all loosen up, we'll all shoot basketball shots and stuff before team meetings and all this kind of stuff. And that atmosphere I've never really been around before. And to this day, I still haven't been around. I think when I was in Atlanta, I mean, Dan Quinn kind of brought that, trying to replicate that atmosphere to where we were, and it was exactly like that. You know, Dan Quinn is probably, I mean, he's probably one of my top coaches too. I mean, that dude's amazing, and he kind of brought that same atmosphere that we had in Seattle, and it works. I mean, it loosens guys up. It doesn't make the days long and hard. It just makes it fun, and it kind of teaches you how to like love football again. But obviously, be more serious, you know. But I mean, yeah, I mean that year, yeah, that was a cheat code team. I mean, it really was. Everyone got along. Everyone was great. You know, no one. I mean, everyone was just humble.
Yep.
I mean, it was really neat.
So what I like to hear, and I think a lot of the 12s that watch the show, you know, a lot of people that follow us, they love hearing not just the dynamic within the Seahawks, but how is it different? And you shared already with Dan Quinn in Atlanta, but then you spent a season with the Cowboys, and you know, I mean, of all the teams, I think probably the Cowboys have more, not mystery, just like what the heck, what's going on there? You know, it's like what was the dynamic like playing there?
It was very serious. I mean, again, with Carroll, you know, we would have one pad practice a week. At Dallas, you're 3-4 days a week. I mean, you're working. I mean, and you're getting banged up. I mean, I think Jerry Jones kind of instills the whole kind of atmosphere because he's very involved of just being a hard nosed kind of a guy and just ground and pound. So I mean, obviously for us as linemen, I mean, yeah, I mean we're banged up. I mean it's rough, but we didn't really the spider pads that we had back in Seattle and Atlanta didn't really exist back in Dallas. So
yeah,
you know, it was always during training camp and stuff. I always remember looking back and be like, man, we had it so easy.
So I appreciate your input. But when you say easy, keep in mind you're talking to a cat that played in the 80s with Chuck Knox, and Walt's heard the story a million times. But anytime I have a young guy coming on going, man, we had to put on pads 3 days a week. How about this? How about 3 days for 5 weeks? How about you know?
I mean, it's different because like Carroll would always be on the lookout for your bodies and stuff too. You know, he wouldn't really grind you down. And I mean, obviously, it's training camp. They're trying to narrow down who's going to make the team and all that kind of stuff. But he was very adamant on keeping guys healthy. I mean, it was very different. I'm telling you, it was probably one of the most different experiences I've had, and kind of opened my eyes a little bit. But you know, I mean. That year was also, I mean, that was really hard for me because I've never played O-line in my life.
yeah.
I was a defensive tackle my whole life.
Oh.
I got
drafted. Tell us about because that was one thing for Seahawks fans. Some of you guys might notice that situation in the draft to where there was a period to where we were drafting defensive linemen and converting them intentionally to offensive linemen because they wanted a tougher mentality in the offensive line. Obviously, you have the huge learning curve and gap of playing defense going to offense. Tell us about that transition from spending most of your career probably up to high school, playing defensive line, and then now you have NFL and like they're asking you to be kick stepping,
hard, man. I love playing defense tackle, D end. I just love hitting people like. Just punishing people and just hurting people, like that's what I thrill on. I hate on that stuff. I was at Sligo, I was banging my head on metal lockers and stuff, just getting myself pumped up. I just wanted just to kill someone, just destroy him. And I just loved that. I fueled that, and I got kicked out on a lot of college games for kind of fighting people, but I just loved it. I loved like hitting people. It sounds weird, but when you hit someone so hard to a point where they can't even play, and that very next play it just fueled the fire even more.
Yeah.
I just love that. I just love that feeling, And I mean that was a huge deal. And then getting drafted, I remember Tom Cable came out, and he came out and trained me just before the draft. I was at home in PA. He's like, listen, this is hush hush. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell any teams. Because I had a bunch of teams looking at me, and I went to the combine as a DN, defense tackle. I mean, I wasn't a slacker, you know. I did pretty good. He started me doing O-line stuff. I'm like, man, what is going on right now? Like, there's no way they're doing this stuff. And he's like, it's fine. We're just looking. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I did all this drill, did lateral stuff, and some kind of sets a little bit. And then I got a call from Seahawks and cable caller. He goes, how bad do you want to play? I was like, shit, I'll be kicker. I just want to play, you know? I didn't think they would actually take it very literally.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah, you're going to be offensive line, guard.
Yeah, he goes, hey, and then after you get drafted, not a lot of people know, they'll be like, all right, just hang on. We'll attach you to the equipment crew, and you get to pick your number. And I was hanging on. He goes, yeah, we're going to draft you as a lineman. I'm like, oh, line. In my mind, I was like, my career's done. Like, that's my line of life, you know? It just started and it was gone.
Yeah.
And so it was hard, man. It was like, you know, it was just mentally just like, it was hard. And it was probably one of the biggest, because I remember when I got there, you know, I went down before practice, and I remember one of the quarterbacks came up and he was like, hey, man, why don't we get some snaps? It's like, yeah, all right, I'll work. And Tom was out there, like he was helping me snap, and I'll snap these balls over people's heads, dude. That was horrible. I had drafted guys and undrafted guys who went their whole life playing O-line, looking at me like, what in the hell? They picked this goddamn dude over me. Like I saw that look. But I'll tell you what, man, like during run blocks and stuff, man, that's where I just fueled up and I just wanted to just hit someone. But you have to be passive with it too. You know, it's like, it's a whole, your mindset has to switch like 360 degrees. Like everything that I've ever learned and played by, I just threw out and just kind of soaked that with. I mean, the guy who helped me a lot was Lem. You know, Lem kind of helped me kind of be more passive. He taught me how to you know, hold the ball. I mean, to snap. I mean, he taught me all this stuff. I mean, and I was just like, no quarterback would snap with me because the ball boy behind them couldn't even catch the balls because they were all over the place. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember after that one practice, I was so embarrassed. I probably after practice, I'd go into the indoor facility, and it's a big metal structure, and on the big metal I-beams there's pads, and so I lined up on that, and it was shoulder width. If I hit it, I heard a if I hit the pad, it wasn't loud, but if I hit the metal, you hear a big ting. Yeah. Man, I would be out there just working, just trying to get the ball down, so I could at least learn technique and all this stuff. I remember putting in so many hours on just learning how to do this and try to like master the craft. I mean, of course, I have so much to catch up. I'm going against guys who've been playing this, you know, 20 years. You know, so it was very different. It was very hard, but it taught me a lesson. Adversity was really kicked my ass, but you know what? It definitely taught me a life lesson. And to this day, I mean, you know, I think it's just, no matter what you're assigned or what you're given the opportunity. It's just taking advantage of it and having the right mindset and willing to learn, and you know, start your foundation to work your way up. So that was really huge for me. So you know, that really helped me for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what you shared, Jared, right there was you were dealt like a hand going, okay, completely not the direction I thought I was going to go in.
Yeah.
Show up, you're not doing well. You're failing at it.
Oh, for sure.
You have two choices. You could freaking just fold up camp going, all right, maybe someone will take me as a D lineman. I'm done. Or you spent 2 hours after practice figuring it out.
Yeah.
You know, and you're right. That is a life lesson, because I don't care where you show up. Nothing's going to go smoothly. I don't care what job you get. There's going to be something. There's going to be a boss, a coworker, or just a horrible situation, right? And you have two choices. You could fold your tent and quit, or get fired, or you could just hey, you know what? I'm gonna buckle down and do the best I can to make this work.
For sure. I mean,
You
it
know?
was definitely like having a guy like who what Walter was talking about. Like J.R. Sweezy was a guy before me, the year before me, who kind of converted. And I mean, the dude was just a natural. He took it over so well, and he just was so quick. So I had someone to kind of model after a little bit, you know. But obviously, these guys aren't there to help you, right? I mean, they are, but they're not. You're taking
No.
their job. Yeah. So I mean, I had to. I mean, Lem was probably the only guy that would really help me to a point of kind of getting my bases down. And the assistant coaches with Coach Morgan, who's the head offensive line coach at the Bears, I believe, still. You know, they helped me so much to just from the basics of what pass set is and all this stuff, and it just everything to me felt weird. I mean, it felt I just felt like, you know, it just like because you have to have your knees tucked in and all this kind of stuff. You're on the inside of your soles, and it wasn't natural for me, you know. So you know, there's times I've walked up and down the field in the practice facility after practice with rubber bands on my knees and walking down with my knees in and just learning how to walk, you know, just kind of doing all that stuff and just trying to build a foundation for myself to just to learn or just to even get to a point where I can actually compete. You know,
you're sharing something that I share with all the young men that I coach. Offensive line is the only unnatural position in all of sport where you're asked to do things that are completely unnatural. It's to backpedal, it's to have kick slide, it's to have technique, and all you're trying to do is stop a guy who's more athletic than you that's just told, run, run forward, natural, and beat him, right, and get to the quarter. And we're backpedaling, stopping a guy our own size faster than us, you know, and it's like, it's nuts. I grabbed this real quick because when you said you love to just hit people, you know, I don't know if you could actually see this, but when you've got scars like that, I actually will hand this to people and hand them a hammer and say, try and duplicate just one of those, and then bend that metal bat backwards. I love hitting people too, brother. So I get you 100%. Hey, we got to bring Nems in.
I have one question. When you after the Seahawks, when you went to Atlanta and then went to Dallas, did you just continue along that offensive line train?
I did, yeah. The run game, I was very effective in run game. That's where I really kind of excelled at, just because I was just laterally, I was quick, so I used that to my advantage. And once I learned how to get my set, get my stance, I was actually comfortable with it. It was easy for me to kind of pick up all the extra things because it's just like from Seattle being in that position, watching these guys like Richard Sherman or Earl Thomas. These guys are masters at the craft, and even you. I mean, you guys were always out there, just like you guys have all your stuff down, but just seeing them working on just hands. Or Russell Okung, he was back there just like literally on a pad, just punching, just 1-2 step punch. These little tiny things. And it just teaches you, like, no matter how good you get, there's always improvements to learn because the game is improving as well. So just having that one extra edge over your guy that you're competing against, you know, makes you on that kind of level of just like, you know, just to master your true craft. And these guys just keep working on stuff that they don't stop. It's always the littlest, tiniest things. You know, they'll be working on this little 6-inch step over and over again. And these guys are playing 12 freaking years, you know. It just no matter how good you are, these guys are always still working on the smallest things because you can see it on film. I mean, it's truly amazing.
Yeah. You know, to your point, Jared, I work with young people and I show them that kick slide, or whether it be, you know, inside move and a, you know, a zero technique or whatever it is, and run. I do it and then I stop and I go look at my foot. It is toe to instep. No matter where I do or where I stop, it's always going to be in that power balanced position. Why? Because I did it thousands of times. You know,
yeah, that's like one guy that I kind of, when I came here to Dallas and I was behind Zach Martin, seeing a guy at that level, it's so easy to him. The guy is truly like seeing someone like truly master their craft to a point where they're just they don't even have to try. They make it so easy to point. But like these guys, like these big name guys, man, it's amazing to see how he's such a technique kind of a guy.
Right.
And you try to do that, but you can't. Like your brain doesn't function because you have, it's what Tyler Booker said best. It's like you're doing algebra in a fist fight. It's like you have a lot of shit to think about and going on.
Yep.
But you have all these guys that have their footwork so perfect and everything. And it just makes it so much easier for them, and they have so much leverage. Seeing guys like that truly master their craft, like as in my own position, was probably the most like coolest thing that I can witness because I can see it being done right.
Hey, so I want to talk about the Seahawks offensive line, but we also have Nems waiting in the wings. I want to bring her in and have her be a part of what we're talking about moving forward because she's always around. She's always at. Are you at camp right now, Nems?
I'm not. No. Hi, everybody. I'm not at camp. I was actually driving and hop on to be a 12. No problem. I'll pull over for that. So.
Right. So hey, we're gonna have Jared share his insight of our offensive line situation because we know, and a lot of everyone's opinion, it's really the catalyst of where our success lies. Because we've got, I think, and we've discussed this to the T's, everything else is falling into place. What is our offensive line? And the thing is with Jared's still working with the Cowboys offensive line. So he's still in camp. He's working with the young guys. Jared, what do you think of our young guys?
I think that they're building. I think the team is building something great. I think it just you can kind of see development all the way across the board. So I mean, I think it just takes, and from your experience, it just takes time and being able to learn. Because once you get at that kind of level, it just everything changes and it's a lot faster. And these guys are just, again, they're masters of crafts of just leverage alone. So just learning how to kind of, with being more technique to kind of stop, defense linemen in the rushes and their leverage and get underneath it and all that kind of stuff. It just takes time. I mean, that's all it'll take. And yeah, you're going to get your ass kicked, but you're going to learn from it too, for sure.
Well, I think what I like about it, Jared, is that we've got our Wiley vet of 3 years, Cross. You know what I mean? But at least the blind side seems pretty secure.
Yeah.
And I think we got a really solid draft pick. I think he needs to put on some size,
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as athletic ability, I don't think he cheated on that vertical. I think he's pretty doggone athletic. Right?
I swear these guys are getting bigger and they're getting faster. Like really, like it's kind of. I feel like a lot of training in like football, like even like at a college level, because these guys are getting paid now, and it's crazy how much serious they're taking it in college. Because even in high school. In high school, a lot of people weren't taking it that serious, but now they're doing all these camps and it's all the social media is being driven online and it's very driven, getting more out there and more people are getting more involved. And so it's getting bigger. And I feel like, these people are just taking it so much more serious and having access to, higher, to these guys who are master of crafts at a very young age, and they're learning this stuff because, again, in college they are getting paid. If you're good enough, you are getting paid, and they're going to be very, very professional about it. And from what I've seen from when we were in there, these guys come in, they're ready to work, they're studying, they're being very serious. It's very business oriented kind of teams now, with a lot of these younger guys. Where back in the day when I was playing, we were, we did Joker stuff, we did some fun stuff, but it's more business minded now, which is very different for sure.
So now, who's our center? Do you know who our center is?
What's that?
Do you know who our center is?
I don't.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I know. Once again, I think he's a younger kid. Walt, do you know who the center is, or do you have the roster up? And then our right side, I know our right tackle is a kid that's battled some injury, but evidently he's having a great off season and a great camp. And of course, a lot of the expectation is if he can stay healthy, he's a beast.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think the Seahawks is rebuilding. It seems like they're kind of rebuilding their whole team, and I think they're doing a great job with the whole selections they've gotten in the draft, and with it's definitely a lot different team from when we were playing. But I think the whole the rebuild process, again, it just takes time, and I see the Seahawks future coming up pretty strong, and being another Super Bowl contender for sure, because it just, again, it takes time for the guys to develop, and they're all young. I mean, once they get to a point and they have experience behind them, I mean, they're going to be pretty hard to beat for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's one thing that Walter and I have, and with all of our guests, we've all kind of seen this similarity to where you guys were in 2013 and 14 with Pete, and that is new coach, new program.
Yeah.
Young guys compete, and whoever makes it makes it. You got older guys that have the but nobody's secure in their position. You might be an older guy that had a great career, but gee man, if our younger kid looks like he's gonna be better, you're gonna be out. And gosh, there's so many similarities to what I see from 13, 14. And Walter, I know, and we've talked about it, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Jared?
Yeah, no, it's definitely different. I mean, I think the team when we were on, it just, again, like we were talking about earlier, I mean, it was something special. I mean, it shouldn't have been allowed. I mean, honestly, I mean, we had, the guys that we had, I mean, we had the Legion of Boom, and our O line and Marshawn were like on the same page almost every single play. I mean, his elusiveness was allowed to see, the holes, 15 feet behind him. I mean, it was insane. And so the thing with our line, since we were, Carroll brought the whole West Coast system over. I mean, at some point there will be a hole. It just took patience for him, and and I mean, Marshawn found the holes all the time. And, we were just on the same page with everything. I mean, offense, defense, all of our guys. I mean, we had a lot of big vets on there. We had Red. He was played in a while. He played for a long time. We had Cliff, all those guys, Bennett. Those guys had a lot of seasons under them, but we had a lot of younger guys behind them that were, just as good. We're just stocked up. I mean, again, it should have been illegal. I mean, it was nuts. I mean, just seeing these guys going out there and win, because I remember, I mean, in my year, I ended up getting hurt, so I was on IR. So, I literally get to watch these guys that whole year, and seeing everyone like bond and talk and everything. Everyone was on the same page. There was no fighting. Everyone got along. It was just different. I mean, it just really was. And to this day, I've never been a part of anything that had that at all. I mean, you could just tell that was a very, very special year.
I mean, there's so much depth on, at almost every position there. And we had the mantra, a next man up. So if someone went down with injury or, missed a couple of times or injury, IR, a next man up. A lot of people got their, started their careers because of someone in front of them got injured and got thrusted in there, and they took advantage of the opportunity. And again, so much, so many people had chips on their shoulders to prove something. Yeah. And I mean, it goes to testament. You win the Super Bowl one year, and the next year, you had some turnover, but you were able to retain a lot of core of the team, and then they were able to go back to the Super Bowl again the following year. Again, it goes back to it is rare. It's hard for teams to kind of go back to back to win a Super Bowl. You have to have some depth to be able to do that, because after each year, someone's contract's coming up. Do you have the money to keep them? They're going somewhere else, and if you have to have those guys that are able to step up and fill those shoes, and they were able to do it, and the Super Bowl just slipped away, slipped away from that following year.
Yeah, I mean, the depth that we had on that team was insane. I mean, the defensive backs, I mean, we had depth. I mean, these guys were just good. I mean, that was probably one of the best. I mean, to this day, I haven't seen anything better. I mean, you had Jeremy Lane, all these guys, they're stepping up, and they were just killing it. I mean, and we had Malcolm Smith in that year. That was his huge year. And I mean, all these guys. I mean, we had KJ Wright, who I still talk to a lot in this day. Mike Morgan. I mean, he would come in all the time. I mean, we had a lot of guys that would just kind of come in and they would fill the shoes and they would just get the job done. I mean, there was nothing about it.
I'll tell you, Jared, to your point, not many units get a nickname that lasts forever. And so, it's Steel Curtain, it's Legion of Boom, it's Purple People Eaters. It's, when you put together a dynamic that gets a nickname that transcends football, that's something special. That's something cool. Now, speaking of something special, Nems has been waiting to be on the show. We've been sitting her. She's been in her car listening, and she's awesome. What's happening, Nems?
Hi. Hey, guys. Nice to meet you, Jared. And let me tell you, just you guys talking about that year, that was, it was, I don't know if there'll ever be something like that again, the Legion of Boom. And just to be a part of that team, I can't imagine how that feels. It reminds me a lot of the 95 Mariners with Griffey and, Buhner and all those guys. It's the same kind of thing. And it just, I just don't think there's going to be anything like that, but you never know. So
look at Nems tying in Seattle sports, man. That's nice, bro.
You know what? Hey, go Seattle. Go Seattle. I know you're in Dallas. My client, I'm actually a music agent for Kid Sensation. He lives in Dallas, the Dallas area, Villa. And so I'm busy doing that, but I also work with a lot of the former players. So one of them being like Randall Morris, who I know has been on your show before. And I do all, his tournaments and his charity events. And I love working with the former athletes, the legends. They are just like the biggest, sweetest teddy bears, and they're so involved and they help so much. And not only do they help the new teams and the new guys, they're their mentors, because I was at training camp and broke my heart. I mean, day 2 of training camp, I think it was day 4 that he got hurt, but Kenny McIntosh, that broke my heart.
What happened?
He got injured, blew out his knee, and so I think he's out for the season. And it's like, just to see it just kills me, like as a mom too. Because also as a mom, I'm 52. I've got 2 boys, 25 and 28. And I have to remind myself that all these guys out on the field are not my age. Like, I keep thinking they're my peers, and they're babies. Yeah. They're babies. And, they're younger than my kids. And so we as fans, I'm coming at this always in the music career and in the sports career as an onlooker. I'm always looking from the audience. You guys see it from the field. I see it from the audience, and I watch the fans and how excited they are this year. Like at training camp, the guys even would come up afterwards, for autographs and stuff, and their smiles are huge after they've just had a brutal 85-degree weather here in Seattle, God, heat stroke, right? And
that is hot in Seattle, though.
It is hot here, okay? That is we don't have air conditioning, okay? So we don't, we're good though. But I'm telling you, they are sweating profusely, but they love the fans love them, and they remember, because of social media, like you touched on, Jared, it's all going to be out there. So they are on their best behavior, or they're just plain happy to play. They're just so happy. And I love seeing this. And it is so endearing to us fans. And we pray for them, and there are no more injuries. But I'm glad they have the former Seahawks to mentor them when this happens on what to do.
So was the McIntosh injury, was it a contact or non-contact injury? Was it? Were you there?
I believe it was contact. I wasn't there. I wasn't there for that training camp, but I'm telling you, just devastating.
So we're just in our discussions. We're talking one of our strengths is the new offensive coordinator and the mindset of play action and our strength in our running game. with K9, Charbonnet, and McIntosh, setting up the play action with the 2 tight ends, 2 receiver set, fullback, boom, 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 control the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and then play action, take the pressure off of Darnold, let him just, make some passes because he's so dang talented when he's not trying to press it. And then we lose one of them, in the preseason on a fluke deal, and that's football.
Yeah.
Which we all know.
Yep. Exactly.
My second year,
but we
I started the first 3 games. They moved me from tackle to guard because we drafted Andy Heck in the first round, and they put him at left tackle. They moved me to left guard next to him. So we're 6'7", both 295, 300 pounds, which is big back in the 80s. And I'm having a great preseason, and I get a knee to the calf. It compartmentalizes, and I'm out for 2 to 3 weeks. I can't walk, and I come back, and I get a couple of games in, and then I get released. And it's just like fluke injury that is a chronic injury. It's a fluky deal that you can't come back from, frankly. So it's just that's the game of football, which is. You never know how that's gonna, when you roll the dice and you're out there, you never know what the next cut's gonna be or the next play is gonna be, and that's unfortunate because he was a heck of a talent. I mean, he wasn't on a lot of people's radar, but those of us that follow the Seahawks knew, he was right there.
One to watch.
Yeah, he was right
one
there.
To watch, and another one I want to brag on too is one to watch is and I work with him. Number 38, Brady Russell, the guy with the long flowing hair.
He's been on the show.
Brady Russell,
friend of the show.
Exactly.
Nems, you brought him on. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we compared.
And
wait, Nems, before you go on, we compared hair length.
Yeah.
The length of my hair was, it might have been a little bit longer than Brady's. I'm not sure, but I can appreciate the flow.
I remember.
Go ahead.
You with long hair, it's a weird picture, but Brady is just he's been training extra hard. He is locked in. He is focused, and I believe he is one to watch. And he's just a wonderful human being. The guy is taller than trees, and let me tell you, he has a long way to fall if he gets hit. So, So I don't know if any of you know Brady, but he's awesome. And you know what, Jared, I was going to tell you, you were saying how you guys, and Walt too, you guys got measured at your height and weight and everything. Well, I'm 5'8" and probably shrinking, but I'm still trying to get back to my original weight, which is 8 pounds 6 ounces. So I'm working on it.
Working on getting skinny too, but it's not working very well.
It's all that Dallas food, right?
I'm telling you, I have a very skinny mind. I want to be like, I'm going to go run into it. And then as soon as I get to it, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yep. All right. Did we lose Dave? I think we lost Dave.
Yeah, this is the Jared and Walter show, and them show.
Yeah.
New hot top.
Welcome. Now let's talk about Dave. What do you got? What dirty stuff do you got? What do you got?
Walter, go ahead. You're up.
Yeah, Dave's a solid guy. Hey, it's a good day when he's wearing his sleeveless shirt though. I mean, it doesn't matter time of day though. I mean, it's cold of winter. He's got the sleeveless hoodie on.
See, he does have a vibe of being a natural Texan though.
You said he wouldn't?
He has that vibe that he can be truly from Texas. He has that Texan vibe. He does.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised that you're not wearing your sleeveless shirt, Jared, because Dallas is hot, and I just visited there, and oh my God!
I'm about to point to. We have this new invention called AC. Yeah. It's great.
What's that? What's AC? Is that
great.
What is that?
I cannot live here without AC.
No way.
No way.
No, there's no way. It's just.
And Dave's in LA, right? So I wonder how hot it is there.
It's mid-80s right now. The 80s, 90s.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, the early part of the summer got real. It had a super heat wave, getting 90s, 100s for a few weeks there, and then kind of cooled back down. But then as we're getting back into August, it'll get back up there right now.
Man, I didn't realize it got hot there.
Yeah,
Didn't really get
it'll be warm, yeah.
Because
We're
I remember
closer to the coastline. Then I mean you'll be like high 70s. There'll be mid low 80s. Yeah, it won't reach 90s in the coastline though.
this is a perfect example of like now as I became like older and playing, how much temperatures like you saw the first schedule, you saw the whole schedule of the year, but like, all right, who we playing? You see like, all right, it's the first game we're playing at North Carolina. You're just like, damn, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, right.
Playing because now you have experience of what it's like playing there, and it's just like, yeah, we're gonna have cramps, oxygen masks, and big fans trying to cool it down.
And how do they even survive? How do they survive in Arizona when they do training camp? Like even for baseball, like I don't understand that. I don't get it.
I mean, either same thing in Texas too, right? It's either morning practice or you're going to be in an indoor facility.
Yeah, it's mostly an indoor facility. But I mean, when we do training and cowboy training, we're out in Cali.
They're in Oxnard for Cowboys.
Yeah.
Dave, you're back.
I am back, and no one mentioned Cheney. Were you guys talking about Cheney camp when it was 110?
Oh, training camp, yeah. Or then also like going into like the early part of the season when you're going to a different town or city, state, and you're like, oh, this area is hot. You're going in there for the first time.
But I love that as an offensive lineman, and if I'm wrong, let me know. When you're 6'7", and my last year when I played, I was 365. I did not like cold weather. I liked it when it was warm because I would walk on that field and I was ready to go.
Man,
oh really?
I would be that guy. I mean, I would be that guy that would just go out there. If it was like -5, we had a game. I had no freaking sleeves on, nothing, just being just.
Well, I never wear sleeves. Yeah,
you can't wear sleeves as offensive lineman. You can't wear sleeves as offensive lineman.
You can't wear sleeves ever.
Oh, in my mind, I'm like, dude, I feel tough and everything. And you watch yourself on film, like, dude, that was the dumbest damn decision I made. I was freezing my ass off when I know it.
So, hey, Jared. So I was coaching up in Northern California, where we would actually get like rain and sleet, and snow, and I'm an O-line coach, so I'm in my polo and my shorts. It did not matter the weather. You cannot wear pants as an O-line coach, right?
Yeah. I never wore pants in college in my life. I don't think. Like I was always wearing sandals. If there was snow or not, I'm getting snow all over my feet. Yeah. I wouldn't care.
Well, when I went, because I went to San Diego State. I'm a Southern California boy. Got drafted to Seattle. All I owned were shorts and tank tops. That's all I owned.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter what the weather was. And so that's what I wore. Didn't matter.
Yep, I still to this day, if it's nice out, I wear tank top because I have a lot of I'm tatted up on this, so I like showing. I like getting kind of flexing a little bit, as they say.
Hey, Walter, do you have any tattoos?
I have a couple.
Okay. Well, because I know that's a thing. So, hey, Jared, I have one.
I'm not sneaking up or anything. No.
No.
Do you have a Super Bowl tattoo on you?
I didn't get a Super Bowl tattoo.
You didn't?
No. I got a Super Bowl.
Jared,
they're in the Super Bowl.
So yeah, I have one tattoo. We beat BYU.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, I didn't get to see it.
Oh, this is my Super Bowl tattoo.
That's nice.
At least you got it done after the fact and not like before the season or before the season.
That would be the douchiest thing ever. Getting it before the season.
Well, hey, Emery's already telling me not to share this, but I have one, and it's on my ass. And it's we beat BYU, won the WAC championship because back in the '80s we didn't do this tattoo stuff. You know what I mean? Actually, for me doing that was like a big deal.
Really?
Yeah, that was a big deal. So that's the one I have. And she'll say, don't tell them that. Nobody wants to know. But on the other hand, I got to contribute to the show, right? I mean,
you could have got it like I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess you wear you're a sleeveless guy, so I mean,
because
hidden though. You wanted hidden though. That's why, right?
That's it. Well, because my parents would have beat my butt. My mom's 6'2", and my dad's 6'7". Yeah, they would have kicked my butt. I got a tattoo.
I will say that kids are getting tattoos way too soon, and I was experimenting with that. 'Cause I have this chain. I have this chain right here, and I got this when I was 15. And boy, I was skinny back in the day, and I got that sucker, and it was fat. And as I got bigger, that thing it went from a really big chain to like a dainty
a little necklace,
bracelet. Yeah.
little bracelet. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've never had a tattoo, and I'm 52. A couple of months ago, I got 3.
Oh, okay.
Just decided, hey, I'm gonna do what I want because we're at halftime right now. I'm at halftime in my life, so only got half left. So I'm telling you, 3.
So Jared, kind of along the lines of your necklace. So about a year ago, I showed my daughter. I go, hey, I got this tattoo on my. She goes, Daddy, why are you showing me that? And I said, well, because when your kids ask what the black dot is on the back of Grandpa's leg, you can say it used to be a tattoo up on his butt. Anyhow, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Much to my fiance's dismay, that's my contribution.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm a giver. That's what we do. Nams, what's going on? Wait, what's going on in the? If I missed it when my battery died because it's my second show for the night. What's going on promotion wise? You got anything going with Kid Sensation or Nam? What's happening? With the season's ramping up, so I know you've got some shows.
Oh yeah. Summertime is great, and we have the I Love the 90s show with it's like Vanilla Ice and Tone Loc, and that's coming up on August 21st at Emerald Queen Casino, the big one. And we brought on a booking manager, John McLean, which thank God, because then I can share some of these spinning plates that we're spinning, and we can keep them up in the air. And we have this Friday, we're going to Spokane, and there is a show at the Red Room Lounge with the ECP, bringing on Attitude Adjuster and Maharaji back from the day of the Emerald City Posse, with Sir Mix-a-Lot and stuff. So that's going to be fun. And then, of course, the Randall Morris Foundation, September 7th is the big gala, so we're working on that right now at the Hilton of the SeaTac by the airport. And there's a lot more, but those are the ones that stick out right now.
Yeah, and September 7th is the alumni game. Do you ever go back, Jared?
Man, I'll tell you what, you're going to be mad at me, but I've never been to a NFL game in the stands. It's crazy. It's weird because it's hard for me to watch. I get invited all the time. Because I talk to Mo Kelly a lot. I talk to all my guys a lot. They're always like, hey, man, come on back. I've never been to training camp, never been back to anything. I just once I got done, I
stepped away from it.
I kind of stepped away from it for a little bit because I was kind of salty for a while after with all my
understood.
You just kind of don't want to be like, because I mean, when you're playing at that level, you're always taught to like people watch for enjoyment, all this stuff. But when we watch, man, you watch, 20 to 30 hours of film a week, and you're just critiquing everything. So when you watch it, I couldn't enjoy it. I was critiquing. I'm like, that guy just blew a snap, and you're just like not focused on the whole play. You know what I'm saying? Like it's critiquing. My whole brain was I'm slowly getting back to it, but I'm gonna go to games this year and stuff. I told a bunch of guys.
Hey Jared, have you been watching the Bengals offensive line and their sets? It's like no wonder they're getting beat. Who's coaching those guys? Their sets are freaking horrible.
They're
oversetting. They're doing. It's like at 60, I could beat you.
There's a lot of times when I go to I'll go to a bunch of we'll do a bunch of community programs with kids and stuff. We'll go out there with former guys. I'll go out there and some of the guys out like Micah Parsons, all those guys, and they'll be out there doing reps. And man, I just want to jump in front of them and be like, let's go. I got one more to do. Let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah, hey, and you'll appreciate this, Jerry, because at 52, I went out and tried out for the LA Kiss, the indoor football team, and I first of all, I almost swallowed my tongues doing warm-ups because they do all kinds of stuff now. And when I did warm up, there's like you kind of move this way and you kind of move that way a little bit, and then that's it. Then they have this dynamic warm up where you're moving all over the place, and your warm ups took 20 minutes, and I'm like, are we almost done with this? Because I'm about to die. I was 352 when I went out, and long hair. I'm like, I'm gonna make that Kiss football team, and you know who Kiss is, don't you, Jared? The rock and roll band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I forget. Sometimes I have to make sure the young guys know who Kiss is.
I know Kiss. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Anyhow, so then I do the 40. I pull my hamstring and I pull my groin, both in one run. Man. Yeah. It's a trick. But then the coach goes, "Hey, did you pull your hamstring?" I say, "Yeah." I go, "Look, I just want to do one-on-ones. That's all I want to do." And I tell you what, I had a blast because they started complaining about me like after about the third one, and that, to your point, is going back out there and just competing at 52, right?
Oh.
And at any age, just that's got no ramifications, no downside. I got my Kiss T-shirt, gave it to my daughter. It was a win-win deal, but I got to go back out there and just do what I love doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never leaves you, bro. You're at 35, 52, you're gonna be wanting to do it.
It's crazy because I'm like, dude, I got this. I will jump set your ass. I'm gonna. My brain doesn't think like my body. Yes. My body's just like, bro, we're not doing this right now.
It will. Trust me. Just
in my mind, I'm like, I can tell you this. I can jump back in. I'm out of shape. I'm this. I'm that. I'm not gonna do well. I'm gonna get whooped. I know that. My knees when I get down are cracking. I'm like, man, this is gonna be a long day.
That's funny. Hey, hey guys, I have no idea what time it is because my camera went off and on or whatever. But Nams, please send me all the stuff you got going, especially Randall's. We'll post it up on Hawk Talk 12. Guys. Hey, thanks for jumping in last minute, Nams. I'm always love promoting what you're doing because I appreciate your support and what you do for guys and the guys that want to be involved. You're out there helping them get involved and promoting them and doing all kinds of cool stuff because we have a hard time doing it ourselves. So it's so great to see you doing it and continue to do it. Appreciate you, Jared. Thank you for your patience and dealing with me going, "Hey, Jared, it's Tuesday. Hey, Jared, it's Tuesday."
I'm just sorry it just ended taking so long because I've been connecting with with a bunch of the guys. I haven't seen all of them shot
years,
in a minute, yeah.
So, bro, September 7th, you've been informed. Reach out to our guy, Walt. Who is it that handles?
Yeah, I got the emails. Is Legends Weekend. Oh yeah, I get all
Mario. Yeah,
I get all the all stuff, and I have 2 young kids too, and it makes it harder to
bring them. Get them on the field, man. I mean, it's just a great time. It really is, Jared. It really is. It goes. I mean, a bunch of the cats from the 80s are there, like we are. All the way through, and there'll be 30, 40 guys there with their families. It really is just a nice get together, and the Seahawks do a really good job with it. So if it's not this year, but just keep that in mind. Do that because you'll appreciate it as you go on in years. The brotherhood, and you have a few other teams I know, and probably Dallas being more local, a little easier. But it's just it means a lot to all of us. So
it's I've been trying to make it out there, and I definitely probably will. I mean, fortunately with the work I do now, I mean, I work with a bunch of the players and stuff, which is kind of cool. But I do want to be out there a lot. I talk to Mo Kelly a lot, so cool. I'm still in touch with a lot of those guys.
Right on. Well, all right, brother. Glad to connect with you. Thanks again, Nams. Walter, always good seeing you, my buddy. Every single week we do this. Hey, we're gonna keep doing it until the season starts, and we'll see you all next week. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Yeah. Bye.
Wait, hang on, guys.